Now I'll be revising the heat zones which you have studied in the junior classes so that you recall it and remember it very, very nicely. Firstly, these latitudes, some of them are very important. You have to remember the degree with the name, starting with 0 degrees, then 23.5 degree south, 66.5 degree south, 90 degrees south. All in the southern hemisphere, we write with an S. Equator is right in the middle, so no S, no N. Similarly, 23.5 degrees north, 66.5 degrees north, and 90 degrees north. You see how the size of the circle goes on decreasing. Clear? That is why leaving the latitude, the main 0 degree latitude, all are called small circles. They go on decreasing in size. This is simply a dot. I have highlighted the dot, that's why it's looking like a line, but it's a dot. North Pole and South Pole are dots. So these are the most important latitudes. Remember, this is South Pole and this is North Pole, diametrically opposite to each other. Central one is equator. Now, 23.5 degrees north, I write the name here only. This is your Tropic of Cancer. And in southern hemisphere, this is your Tropic of Capricorn. This has to be remembered. Then this is Antarctic Circle, and 66.5 is Arctic Circle. Now, on the basis of these, we have 3 major divisions. Between Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, this entire zone, this is the hottest region of the earth, and it is known as the torrid zone. Hottest region. Why it is the hottest? Greater part of the year it is receiving vertical rays of the sun. For the time being, just remember that fact. Then, coming to the 2 extreme parts of the earth, within the 2 circles, the Arctic and the Antarctic circles. These 2 parts are known as the frigid zone, meaning extremely cold. They do not ever receive vertical rays of the sun. In between these 2 here, between the torrid and the frigid zone, we have the temperate zone. From this heat zone, we get a general idea about the temperature, about the rainfall conditions within these zones. And we also know why they are so hot, or why they are so cold, or why they have moderate temperature conditions. So this was a revision. We move on to the terms that are further mentioned in the chapter. Now, all these terms are important and you need to know their definitions. What is local time? Local time is the time of a place according to the overhead position of the sun. We take a single figure like this for the earth and we show the meridians like this. This is the starting meridian. We take this as, say, 20 degree east meridian. Now, 20 degree east meridian is joining a lot of places from top to bottom. all these places will have 12 midday, that means 12 o'clock in the afternoon at the same time. Noonday it is, or midday at the same time. All the places joined by a single meridian. Clear? And that time along this meridian is called local time. I repeat, the time of a place calculated by the overhead position of the sun above a longitude. That is local time. Now what is standard time? Standard time is within a time zone. Now for this you should know what are time zones. And if you will see a figure given in the chapter, which is on page 20, the world map has been shown. The entire world has been shown. And the whole world has been divided into 24 time zones for the sake of calculations, for the sake of convenience. Clear? There are total 360 longitudes. Clear? And the earth is completing a rotation, one complete turn on its axis in 24 hours. Right? So the entire world has been divided into 24 time zones. One time zone has 15 longitudes, 15 lines. Now from where are we getting this number 15? We get this number because from one longitude, suppose we take it as 0 degrees, to the next longitude, this is 1 degree. From 0 to 1, the sun takes 4 minutes to cross over. I repeat, from 1 to the next longitude, the sun takes a period or time period of 4 minutes. Clear? So, in 1 hour is 60 minutes. In 1 hour, 15 into 4 we get 60. So, in 1 hour the sun is crossing over 15 longitudes. Right? So, one time zone is 15 number of lines and each line is 1 degree. So, within a time zone, suppose we take the example of India. A rough sketch of India from the east to the west. There is this much of distance. And if we take the local time of each place, it will be different from the other place. Local time keeps changing from place to place because local time is according to the position of the sun. If we compare Mumbai and we compare Delhi, both the locations are different. If we check the longitudes of each, Mumbai is located at 73 degree east longitude and Delhi is 77 degree east longitude. There is a difference. There is a difference of 4 degrees. Okay, that is why local time will be different of Mumbai compared to Delhi. What will be the difference between them? 4 degrees difference is here. We multiply it by 4 minutes time taken for each longitude for the sun to cross over. That makes 16 minutes. Clear? So between Mumbai and Delhi, there is a time difference of 16 minutes. So if we were following local time throughout India, there would be lots of confusion. Because in Gujarat, the time is different. If we take a state in the northeast, Assam, the time will be different. Very, very different. And people will be totally confused. To avoid the confusion, we have divided the earth into time zones. Each time zone, I repeat, has 15 longitudes. And the central longitude of a time zone, from here to here you see India, the central longitude of India is passing through Allahabad. and the degree of that longitude is 82.5 degree east, which is also written as 82 degrees 30 minutes. This dash is for minutes. 30 minutes east. If we don't write E or W, the figure has no value. Clear? So India's standard meridian is 82.5 degree east. And the local time of this standard meridian will be the standard time of India. Clear? So how do we define, now after this explanation, how do we define the standard time? Standard time is the local time of the central meridian of any time zone, which is followed throughout that time zone. It is a uniform time that is followed to avoid confusion. So now you know the difference between these two. Now we consider Indian Standard Time. I told you Indian Standard Meridian is 82.5 degree east. The time of this meridian, we call it Indian Standard Time, or you know it better as IST. Here, this is followed throughout India. Wherever you're traveling, north, south, east, west, we are going by the local time of 82.5 degree east meridian, and that is Indian Standard Time. Now, what time does the world follow? GMT. Short form you must have studied. Full form is Greenwich Mean Time. Please pay attention to the spelling of which. It is W-I-C-H. Greenwich happens to be the name of a place near London through which the prime meridian passes. Clear? And the local time of the prime meridian is taken as a standard time of the entire world. I repeat it, local time of the prime meridian is taken as the standard time of the entire world. And when we are traveling from one continent to the other, we will be very, very confused if we don't follow the GMT. So that is why both these timings, this IST is very important for us Indians and GMT for all over, especially if we are involved in traveling from one place to another on a business basis or whatever purpose. So please remember, between these two timings, there is a difference of 5 hours 30 minutes. There is a time difference of 5 hours 30 minutes. Please keep that in mind. And Indian Standard Time is ahead of GMT. The reason is India lies in the eastern hemisphere. This side India lies somewhere over here. So we see the sun rising much before the Western world. And that is why our time comes ahead. We are ahead in time. And this is something to be remembered when calculating time. When we are traveling eastwards, we gain time. So addition has to be done for our calculations. When we move eastwards, we gain time. When we move westwards, we lose time, so we minus. Instead of adding, we subtract. We lose time. So this has to be remembered in our calculations. Now,